Thank you. My name's Will Morris. I'm a software developer as part of S3A. One of the things I want to talk about today is continuous integration for VISR and the production suite. I guess the first big question for those of you who don't know is what is continuous integration? And the best way to answer that question really is to understand the problem in the context of S3A. We had the VISR production suite. We also had the VISR framework itself, and throughout many of the process of S3A, we had all these problems. We had bugs to fix, or we had new research challenges and new objectives and new things that were emerging, new features. And for Andreas, who created the VISR framework, and for Giacomo, who's creating the VISR production suite, to be able to continuously create these new platforms and these new builds and these new installer packages every time you need to fix a bug became an absolute nightmare. So one of the tasks that we set out in the software development team was to create this continuous integration pipeline, which is about ensuring consistency between these packages and builds. So the best way to describe it is on a diagram. So if you have a number of developers, and these developers are committing in version control, I won't go into that, but if they're committing to a repository essentially, and then we have a number of remote machines here at Surrey University which are able to fetch the remote changes, they're able to build, test, and package our production suite or the VISR framework, and then they're able to notify us of a success or hopefully not a failure, which results essentially in the end of reaching a kind of wider user base, but also creating a seamless kind of framework which is automated. Some of the novelties over the S3A's pipeline itself were building new software versions to support multiple platforms. So in VISR we have a number of Linux platforms with Windows and in Mac, and we would also be supporting, as Andreas said in his talk, multiple Python distributions as well. So we will be supporting Anaconda 3.6, 3.7, and for Linux, Python 3.5 as well. So these are kind of novelties of our pipeline itself. I think the overall message here is that we are reaching a wider user base for our audio developers, which is hopefully one of the successes of the continuous integration pipeline that we created. Other motivations included automatic unit testing and deployment. So we were able to, within a pipeline, when something was building, we were able to test it. Consistent, up-to-date installers and documentation. Documentation was a big part of the VISR framework and the VISR production suite. So ensuring this documentation was really important. Ensuring the software also stays up to date after S3A. It's really important to think about the legacy and what happens to these frameworks after the project ends as well. And this kind of framework in place as a stable kind of thing will keep those builds going should other developers in the community contribute to the repositories themselves. How successful was it? Well, it depends how you measure success, but it reduced integration risk. We were able to improve our testing and deploying overall. We supported S3A alpha testing phase for the researchers. And in general, I think there was an increased confidence. We weren't as scared. I mean, this is a general point about continuous integration. It's not about, you're not as scared as a developer of breaking things and ruining the morale of the whole team that you're working on. So because we had this kind of pipeline in place, if we broke, we knew where it was going wrong on what platform. I've said those things, and there's just an example image of what a pipeline would look like. So improvement summaries would be faster, more efficient pipelines, a monitoring system for continuous integration, which is something I've been quite interested in recently, and integrated robust testing, something that tests run a few times once a day, and yeah, if there was more money, improved resources and maintenance as well. So thank you very much.